I'm back. Hi guys, I'm back. Wow, it's been a long time. So I'm back. I'm here. I'm bringing you some new content for the new year. I'm back. Wow. So before we begin this life update, I have stopped at Starbucks to get a large iced coffee. So I got the new iced almond biscotti oat latte. The reason why I got a large was because I had a reward and I thought I might as well use it. And the guy in there loved it so much, and he really did encourage me to go for a large. So I was like, fine, why not? There's definitely no way I can drink all of this because it's got 3 espresso shots and it's not good for me. But I'm breastfeeding, so I definitely cannot have 3 espresso shots today. So I will drink half and then I would save some for Dan because he loves trying the new drinks too. Why is that noise just so satisfying? Biscotti. Almond biscotti. I'm trying to think of the flavour. I guess it's kind of like an amaretto kind of vibe. Let's see. Ooh. That's quite nice. That tastes like a cherry bakewell. Tastes like a cherry bakewell and a candle from HomeSense. Okay, let's give it a rest for a bit. And let's do this life update. Let's go. Where have I been? Well, I have been in the depths of despair of this new transition in life, of motherhood. So let's start way back in the summer when I did my last video. I think my last video was when I did the 80s dance fitness party. That was way back. So at the end of my 3rd trimester, I basically went into full hermit mode. I did not want to see anyone. I was a recluse. I was introvert 100.1,000,000. I was introverted beyond belief and I loved it. No regrets. Did not see anyone for like a month before I gave birth. My last dance fitness class was when I was 37 weeks. I will show you a clip right here of my last dance fitness class, my last week. Enjoy. Is it finished? Okay, after that class I was like, okay, I could literally go into labour any day now. 37 weeks. It was 38 weeks, still waiting. 39 weeks, still waiting. 40 weeks, still waiting. Due date, still waiting. Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? When will it happen? Like, literally, oh my god, the hormones were so intense. Oh, so emotional. The exhaustion, everything was really intense. After 40 weeks, honestly, I started getting a bit nervous. When is she coming? Because I couldn't get on with things. I was like, she could be coming today, we can't go anywhere. Anyway, I didn't want to go anywhere because everyone was annoying me. It's due date. She's still in there. I'm patient. I surrender. She will arrive when it's time. 41 weeks, 1 day was when my labour started. So I'm going to give you a quick brief of the labour and what happened and my birth, and then we'll move on. Monday, 10:30 p.m. I am in the early stages of labour, I believe. We went for a long summer's walk. It's a really hot day. We took a picnic, we ate snacks. After that walk, after the 2-hour walk, I knew it was going to happen, because I came home and I did some like yoga meditation, and I was just in like the most relaxing headspace I've felt ever. And I was sitting on the floor and I said to Dan, something's happening, I can feel it. I just knew, like my sense, my mindset was like, something is happening. So we had dinner around 6-7, and then 7:30 while we were eating, I was eating salmon, by the way, if you wanted to know, salmon, salad, rice. And while we were eating, I felt like a twinge, like a very light contraction, but I've been getting so many twinges and Braxton Hicks, etc. So there's been so many false alarms at this point, so I was like so over it. But I felt something and I just knew. The contractions started, and then they were getting quite intense, quite fast. I did plan a home birth, so I had my water, I had my pool, I had a TENS machine, and that's all I was going for. I was planning a home birth, so he called the midwife. I was in the bath, blah blah blah. The first lot of midwives came. Long story short, because it is a long story, the contractions just kept getting more intense. I was labouring at home for over 24 hours. I had 2 lots of midwives come, because they're on 12-hour shifts. So I had the first lot of midwives and then the second lot of midwives, and then at the end of the second lot of midwives shift, things were not progressing well, because they checked me and the baby was on the side, so her head wasn't fully engaged, it was like on the side, and then she kept moving further and further to the side. So I was dilating, but it was very slow. Nothing was happening, and the contractions were getting very, very intense at this point. But because I am who I am, and I'm quite stubborn, and I'm a fighter, and I think I can do anything, but like, I didn't want to give up. And the midwife said to me, she's not in a great position, we can stay at home if you like, because she could move. But every time they checked, she was moving further and further away from the position where she was supposed to be to come out. So I was like, no, like I was getting emotional, like I did not want to give up on this home birth. She said, how about you try the gas and air? And I was like, no, I was resistant to even getting the gas and air because I didn't want any drugs. Like, I can do it. Well, I thought I can do it. So I was like, fine, I'll give in. This was like after 25 hours. I was like, give me the gas and air. So after the gas and air, I was like, wow, this is great. I cannot not have this now. I was like, wow, this gas and air is amazing. It's not really stopping the pain, but it's just helping me relax because my whole body is like tense because I'm just like on all fours mooing and trying to survive, you know. So I had the gas and air, and then things weren't progressing even more so. Like, things kept moving like way out of where they should be. And the midwife came over to me and she said, how do you feel about going into the hospital? Like, you can still have your medicated free birth, you can still get in the pool, you can have some rest, because I think she had in mind that I'd get an epidural and then I can get some rest, because at this point I haven't eaten, I haven't drunk anything, I was very dehydrated, I was vomiting probably like 7 times by this point, so I was not in a good way. But I didn't want to give up, and I had a breakdown, you know, emotional. And then she said, why don't you just get in the pool with the gas in air and we'll call the ambulance. And I was like, no, 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 no. She wasn't in a great position. I don't think things would have progressed very well if I stayed at home any longer. So the ambulance said they were going to be around 6 hours, and I was like, whoa, okay. But she said she recommends that we get in the car and drive because it will be quicker. But I didn't want to. But once I had that gas and air and I couldn't take it in the car with me, I said, there's no way I can get in the car with the gas and air. Without the gas and air, I won't survive. I will not survive. I was like, I had the TENS machine on at the beginning and I was coping with that. Like, I was coping with it. And then I went in the water and I was coping with the water, and I was like, there's no way I can get out of the water now. There's no way I can get in the water with the TENS. You know, everything I started having, I was coping with. And then once I had the gas and air, I was like, there's no way I can get in a car without it, with the bumps. Oh my God, no, 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 no. So she said it'll be 6 hours. I was like, that's fine. I will wait for the ambulance. I'll chill here with my gas and air, chilling in the pool. And I'll wait for the ambulance, because there wasn't actually like an emergency, but things just were very slow at progressing. 1 hour later, the midwife comes in the lounge. She's like, the ambulance is here. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. But anyway, we went. We like rushed, packed the bags, because I was in denial and I thought that I wouldn't go to the hospital, but we did. So I was in the ambulance with my sunglasses on, because I didn't want the oxytocin to reduce from all the lights, because I can't deal with all the lights. Here's a picture of it. When we got to the hospital, it's still in a bad way. Things weren't progressing. Long story short, I had an epidural, had another breakdown, didn't want the epidural, but it was a must because I haven't slept, haven't eaten, I was very dehydrated, I was exhausted, and there's no way that I could get this baby out without rest. So I had the epidural, had another breakdown before they put it in, and then yeah, things weren't going well. We waited like another nearly 24 hours. At this point, it's probably like 40 hours, nothing was happening. And unfortunately, I had to get an emergency C-section. Well, I did have to. I had no choice, because she wasn't coming out. She was just moving. When the midwives and the doctors came to give me a scan to see if she was in a good position, she wasn't. There was no way she was coming out. And the reality hit that I was about to have an emergency C-section, had another breakdown. It was very tough. I was exhausted. I did not want a C-section. But the positive was, when I was in that moment, I did no research on C-sections. You would say it's a positive or a negative. I did no research because I was in denial that I was going to have my baby at home, naturally, in the pool. She would just slide out. But that did not happen. So I knew at that point that she needed to come out. And the only way for her to come out was by an emergency C-section. And it was meant to be that way. And I'm still healing from it mentally and physically. But I'm so grateful and happy that she came out. She was perfectly healthy. The delivery was fine. Like, I'm very lucky. But it doesn't invalidate that it was not a good experience, you know? I was not feeling great mentally at the beginning, because I felt like I failed, that I didn't give birth the way I wanted to. I just felt like I failed. But at the same time, I felt so happy because I just brought this amazing baby into this world, and I created this baby. I grew it inside of my tummy. So that's the story. Planned a home birth, ended up having an emergency C-section in the hospital. So yeah, since then I've just been getting on with postpartum. Honestly, I'm going to talk about like my health postpartum. When at the end of pregnancy, it was not a good time. Like, I was depressed, I was so exhausted, I didn't want to see anyone, didn't want to talk to anyone. I mean, because I felt depressed at the end of my pregnancy, I assumed that I would feel that way postpartum, so I was like really preparing my mind for it. So good. Yeah, so I was really prepared to have some kind of postnatal depression, but I did have really bad baby blues, as they call it, baby blues. I was very sad. So like for the first 2 weeks, my mental health wasn't great. I was crying every day, but I think that it wasn't terrible because I kind of expected that, because your hormones literally just go pfft. I was sad, but at the same time I just felt so much lighter, like, because those pregnancy hormones were just gone, and I just felt, oh, I'm back. But it was a long road. I was prepared for the mental side, and I think I did quite well mentally, but actually I wasn't prepared for the physical healing. If you've ever had a C-section, planned or emergency, you know that it's major abdominal surgery, and the healing can be very slow. I mean, the healing process looks different on everyone. My physio said some people are ready to go by 6 weeks, some people are still in pain for years. So it depends on you, it depends on the birth, everything. It depends on you. Like, everyone heals differently, and I wasn't prepared for the physical healing process because I didn't look into it, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I'm just taking it day by day. The physical side has not been easy, so this is where I'm heading, this is where I'm at right now. This is the reason why I've been taking time off for my mental and physical health. But my plan was to go back to classes in February. It's now January, and I honestly can say that my body is not ready. My mind is so ready. My mind was ready to work out at week 5, and silly me tried to get moving, but oh, I was wrong. So I started doing some exercise at week 5. I thought it felt fine, and then, like, as I kept doing it, my body did not react well. I had really sore hips above my incision. It was very sore and tender, and it still is, and I still have really sore hips, and I still cannot do what I was doing before, and that is expected because I've just been through a 9-month pregnancy growing a human. I went through a very traumatic labor and birth, and I'm still recovering. I mean, I'm only 4.5 months postpartum, so it's expected. And I was just way too hard on myself at the beginning, thinking like I had to bounce back fitness wise and just like feel better instantly, and I think that was because I had such an unexpected traumatic birth. I feel like if I have control over the thing that I can control, like exercise, then I will feel better sooner. But actually that gave me a huge punch, and realized that that wasn't the case. So I am healing. I will not be going back to my dance fitness classes anytime soon, so definitely not in February. I do plan to go back this year at some point. I am getting physio at the moment to rebuild my core, to strengthen, and yeah, it's just a long road. I have an achy back, I have achy hips, and it's quite sore above the incision on one side, especially when I do too much. I'm like lifting, or I do more than I should be doing. So yeah, that's the story. Honestly, mentally, I feel amazing. I feel incredible. Physically, I'm getting there. Physically as well, not so good, because I can't do the things I used to, and I guess because I'm not feeling that great physically, it's affecting my mental health. But like my brain health on a whole feels great, much better than when I was pregnant, and that wasn't a good time for me. It was not a good time. So that's where I'm at. Like, I'm so happy. Can you believe it? I'm a mum. I'm a mummy. I'm a mummer. I'm a mother. It's just crazy. My life has changed for the better. I've never felt so like full and productive and ambitious and motivated. And honestly, I feel physically I'm not where I want to be, but it's kind of a positive, because I'm just looking at it like, this is a great challenge. This is something that was supposed to happen to me, and I will get back to where I was at some point, and I'm just going to take it slow. I'm going to take it steady, and sorry, the lighting's not great, and we will see what happens. So the plan for my YouTube right now is I'm going to be doing more. Sorry, I just keep moving the camera because the lighting is just awful because of the sun. Yeah, the plan is for now, going forward on my YouTube, I'm just going to be doing lifestyle videos, life as a homemaker, because at the moment I'm a stay-at-home mum and I'm loving it, to be honest. I'm gonna embrace this season of my life. I'm just gonna embrace being the best mum I can be, the best person I can be for myself, and that's all I need to be doing right now. And I'm very privileged and blessed to be in this position, so I'm gonna embrace it. I'm not gonna feel bad, and I'm gonna embrace. So yeah, I'm just gonna like film my weeks. I'm gonna film like a typical day in a life. I'm gonna film my fitness progress, getting back into fitness. For me, obviously my body has changed quite a lot since pre-pregnancy, but honestly, like, my self-image is not bad, and I don't care as much about my self-image. I care more about feeling good and getting my fitness back and feeling like physically strong again over any self-image issue that I have going on. So that's my focus, just getting back to health. So I will film this journey of life. Workouts on my channel, I will be putting out some workouts. They will be low impact because that's all I can do at the moment, and it will be very easy, low impact, but there won't be a lot. I will just like throw them in here and there when I feel like it, but I will start a consistent weekly upload. So I'm thinking of uploading every Monday, but if I can't stick to it every week, then that's okay. I'm not going to put the pressure on myself, but I do want to get back into this because I really enjoy creating and filming, and I just love it. It's something for me as well, just being on maternity leave and basically being a stay-at-home mum. I love it, but you know, I need to give something back to myself. And for me, being creative and creating content and doing things that I love brings me more joy, so why not? So yes, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I've missed talking to you all. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see. Obviously I can't do many workouts, so besides the workouts, give me some ideas of what you would like to see in terms of like vlogging content, or I can do some sit down videos, like how-tos, doing some how-tos. I've got some knowledge, I've got some life experience, so let's put it out there. This is going to be a good year. Yeah, I'm excited, loving this new life, this new season, this new phase, and yeah, stick around for more. Thank you for watching if you got this far, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, I spilled it. See you in the next one, okay? Bye bye.